grabbed him and we kept running until we got further. When we got further, he started like losing his balance.
He was in school, he was a 4.0 student. He had great grades, he looked out for everybody, he cared about the next person before he ever cared about himself. That's the type of person he was.
Telling me he loved me and Nicole's mom, and those were like his last words.
Relatives mourning the loss of the 17-year-old basketball star who graduated from James Monroe High School just days ago.
Every night there's a murder in my city. I'm crying in pain cause they doing niggas dirty. I pray that one day we end the virus for some changes. Just put the guns down, please put the guns down. Every night there's a murder in my city. I'm crying in pain cause they doing niggas dirty. I pray that one day we end the virus for some changes. I'm sure there's a way, yeah, I know there's a way. Every night there's a murder in my city. Why kill the young boy? Brandon Hendricks can't be Diddy. He had a whole life, 17 and killed a baby. Life's unfair, do ya think in despair? Every night there's a murder in my city. I'm crying in pain, can't express the hurt I'm feeling. I'm sorry I came, the death that hurt many people. It's crazy cause I didn't even know you. But every step you take will be there for you and in honor of you. Just tell me what sense it makes to take a life from that kid when he ain't even commit. But we'll be missing you. We'll fulfill your dream with your family. It's kinda hard to believe. Yeah, I took a life from that kid. Every night there's a murder in my city. I'm crying in pain cause they doing niggas dirty. I pray that one day we end the virus for some changes. Just put the guns down, please put the guns down. Every night there's a murder in my city. I'm crying in pain cause they doing niggas dirty. I pray that one day we end the virus for some changes. I'm sure there's a way, yeah, I know there's a way. But every step you take will be there for you and in honor of you. So let's start making changes. Let's make a better place. Right now it's just a disgrace, and we'll be missing you. We'll fulfill your dream with your family, and it won't be the same. It's sad cause I'm still a kid, but it's the way it is.
One of my friends started running, and then he started running too. He called me, he said, yo, bam, I got hit. And then I turned around and I seen blood on his chest. Started closing his eyes, I tried to wake him up, and after that, he didn't say nothing again. He kept saying, I love you, bro, I love you, bam. Call my mom, make sure you call my mom, I love you. Love you, bro, I love you, bam.
Every night there's a murder in my city. I'm crying in pain cause they doing niggas dirty. I pray that one day we end the virus for some changes. Just put the guns down, please put the guns down. Every night there's a murder in my city. I'm crying in pain cause they doing niggas dirty. I pray that one day we end the virus for some changes. I'm sure there's a way, yeah, I know there's a way. Brandon, we're so sorry that you had to go. It feels like we're here alone, but every step you take will be there for you and in honor of you.
Yeah, y'all. Welcome to the lab, man. It's Coach T. Today we got Chris Riley, CJ Riley Pops in the building, man. Welcome. Appreciate you for coming on.
Thanks for
Big
having
bro
me.
right here, man. Definitely do a lot in this community. I actually, took some notes from him, as far as giving back in the community, doing things such as Marble Hill Day and having, give backs. You've been doing that for a while, so, shout out to you for that. But today we're gonna take a little different turn, talk about something that's very, very important. We're gonna talk about gun violence. You know, in this past week, right? So it's been 112 shootings. No, I'm sorry, it's been 86 now, 89 shootings, 114 victims, and now it's up to 8 deaths. You understand? That's been in the last 11 days. So we felt like it was time now to really discuss this topic. It's very important, man. Especially in our communities, our inner cities, our neighborhoods, man. We gotta take a stand, bro. I'm talking to the adults. It starts with us at home. So we thought it would be a good time now to really start this movement and address the gun violence in our communities, man. So, you know, let's talk a little bit about, you know, your perspective on the way things are now and what you hope to see, what you want to accomplish going forward as far as addressing this issue.
Man, we just gotta talk to these young youth and get them to put the guns down. You know, it's just sad to see that people are not able to communicate with each other in a way that doesn't result in violence, that doesn't result in fighting, death in our community. Like, we're killing each other, and it's just not right. You know, I just had something real close to home hit me. Brandon Hendricks, 17-year-old kid, my son CJ's best friend. They've been together since middle school, you know, and he was gunned down in the Bronx last week. Senseless, victim of violence, and we're talking about a very good kid, just graduated high school, birthday coming up in a couple of days, just decided what college he wanted to go play ball at, and now he won't be able to do that. And it really hurts me because this is a kid who has spent many a nights at my house, many a mornings, many a afternoons. He's been on trips out of the country with my son. They spent all of their spare time together. You know, they were, if you saw one, most likely the other one wasn't far behind. And for Brandon to be senselessly murdered, it hurts. You know, it really hurts me because I watched this kid grow up. And I know he was a good kid. I know he wasn't a gang kid. He wasn't a, you know, out there selling drugs kid. He was a good kid, and he didn't deserve that. You know, and it's time for us as what they call OGs of the hood to come by and say, yo, it's time for it to stop. And I'm appealing to the OGs of other hoods to start telling these kids, yo, you don't have to live the life that I lived. I didn't live that life. I'm far from a gangster. You know, once I had my first child, I left the streets alone. I wanted to be there for my kids. I wanted to teach them the right things to do and what not to do. I got to lead by example. And now it's time for you guys, the OGs of the hoods, to lead by example. You got to tell these kids, man, yo, put them guns down, man. If you got a problem, talk about it. Even if you got to fight it out.
Right.
When I was coming up, you fight, you lose, you go upstairs. For 2-3 days, you don't come outside, you come right back outside, it's over with. Now everybody wants to end things or solve things rather with a weapon, and it's not right. It's not right. And Brandon, we shouldn't be doing a podcast like this,
Exactly.
talking about the death of a young gentleman that we both knew very well. He's coached against him, like I said, my son's best friend. And everything that we've talked about this kid, we haven't been able to say one negative thing about him. Everything we've talked about has been positive. Whether it was advice that he would give to his younger brother after games, or the things that, you know, he instilled in CJ as, you know, he was a little bit older than CJ. He was about, some months older than CJ, but CJ looked up to him like a big brother. You know, and it's sad that I'm not going to be able to see him graduate college, marry, kids. He called me Unc. I called him nephew. I ain't even call him Brandon. I called him nephew. Whenever we spoke, I called him nephew. And just 3 days before he passed, I had a conversation with him where I called him and reached out, and we talked about college and me wanting to help him get to college. Even though he had a college, I didn't know that, but, you know, we was talking about college, and I was talking about wanting to get him out of here because I knew once Brandon went to college, and experience that life away from the Bronx and in a college atmosphere, he was gonna excel and reach his fullest potential.
Absolutely.
You know, so we gotta. It starts here. We gotta tell these kids they gotta stop.
Absolutely. And I've been preaching for me, it just hit home for me because I talked to Rob about it a little bit, and I didn't want to personalize or make it about me, but it hit home, one, because like you said a little bit, I didn't even know that the things he did as far as just the advice that he gave my brother, like, you know what I mean? Like, and I seen it, he showed me, I didn't even know these things, you know what I mean? Just after game, show him love on his, I'm like, wow, having this, there was never nothing negative, always positive, always uplifting. The first time he actually met him was at Tri-State, that's what we was at yesterday, that's why he wanted to be there so bad, like, nah, I gotta get down there. The first time I met him was at Tri-State, and I didn't play good, and I sat down on the floor, you know, to myself, and he came like, nah, get up, and gave me the comment, like, yo, bro, it's one game. Don't worry about it, and it's something I always tell him. So it was like, damn, I didn't even know, you know what I mean? So I'm like, so I know it affected my brother. It affected me. I didn't play against. We coached my teams that I've coached, played against Brandon numerous times. You know what I mean? Brandon was always a good kid. I mean, one time playing with Harlem United, he torched us. That was the first time I had a conversation with him, like, yo, good game, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I had the conversation because he torched us. You know what I mean? And it also hit home for me because, like I was also telling about the first wake I ever been to in my life that wasn't a relative of mine was a kid named Brandon who I looked up to as well. My dad was coaching, he played with my dad's team. They used to call him Kobe because he loved Kobe. Call him Kobe. Me and my other brother always going to the game like, yo, Brandon, put Brandon in. If you're not playing with that, put Brandon in. Like, you know what I mean? Even though he started and all that, but it was just like, damn, and he died in the streets the same way, senselessly, never been arrested, you know what I mean? Never been in trouble. Got stabbed in his armpit and he died. It just happened to be somewhere that, you know what I mean, it was his neighborhood. I couldn't even say it wasn't, he was outside. You know what I'm saying? It had nothing really to do with him. And it's just like, so it's like, again, this is what, 18 years later, you know what I mean? 18 years later, we having the same conversation. So it was like, it hit home for me as well. You know what I mean? And I realized that a lot of us know what the problems are. And even if we don't find, we can have those discussions. But now it's time to have discussions about solutions. And that's gonna take us to do this collectively, man. You know what I mean? And I get it. A lot of times we have the mentality, the notion, like, especially if we're not experienced in that, on that level, as, you know, like as far as experience violence or police brutality or just fights, and, you know what I mean? So you may not wanna, or you may not feel the need to feel like, okay, I gotta get involved, I gotta do something, right? But again, just because you have your household stable, you teaching your son the right way, right? It's three other males in the same neighborhood that don't have that male figure, right? And guess what? A lot of them wind up turning into perpetrators, right? So you here raising your son to be right, do the right things, live righteously, but then you have other kids out there that don't have that guidance that can essentially wind up causing your kid to be a victim, bro. And that's how you have to look at it, because that's the reality of it. And I hope that will never happen to anybody, but that's the reality of it. And especially living where we live and coming from where we come from, that's the reality. You raising your kid to do, how many times we hear that story about the innocent kid, and that's the prime example, Brandon. The other kid, and I don't know who it was, but again, he did something, he committed a murder. You understand? And I can almost guarantee it that he came from a single parent household or no parent at home. I can almost guarantee it. Again, it starts with us at home. You know what I mean? We got to start teaching and educating our youth at home. Self-love, self-worth, right? So, social skills, which a lot of that comes with discipline. So those social skills, discipline, and how to solve problems in a situation without violence. We got to figure out a way to start having these conversations and be able to discuss things without being violent. And again, I'll be the first to tell you myself that it's hard. It is a hard thing to do, because I find myself to this day, matter of fact, and I said I'm work in progress in myself, but you start arguing with someone, what happens? You want to fight. At a certain point, it's like, okay, what? It takes one word that you feel, SMD, you feel disrespected, right? Automatically it's go time and you want to fight, but it's just what? That fight can lead to somebody dying over suck my dick. Sorry, excuse my language, but think about that though. Think about that. I'm gonna lose my life for those three words when Brandon disrespectful, but I'm willing to take a life for that. We got it. That can't happen. And again, it's the man. We gotta definitely take care of home first. Absolutely. But the ones that we know and we kind of have those relationships with, that we watch grow up from babies, we got to give them that type of love, that type of attention as well. They don't have it. And those are the people that are committing these crimes, man. And it's real. You know what I mean? It's real. So it can't just be all about just, you and yours. And like I said, granted, I get it. I understand it. I was the same way for a long time. So I realized, like, nah, at this point, mine is fine. You know what I mean? Like, I gotta reach out to the ones that need it, because it could easily be one of mine being a victim at the hands of somebody that didn't have what they had. And that's the cycle that I'm trying to break. So again, I was just really trying to reach out to the adults with some type of influence, some type of platform to just, you know what I mean, try to do more. And it's like, I'm not asking you to spend your money. It's simple as a conversation, but that conversation has to be consistent. It has to be reiterated. It can't just be you sit down one time and I see you good. Nah, yo, pull up, have a seat. Come on, you know what I'm saying? Have the conversation. Maybe, you know what I mean? Maybe go, yo, let's go get some pizza. Let's talk real quick. Maybe a little incentive. You know what I mean? Those things are what show you build a relationship, showing that you care, not going to, you know what I mean? I'm not buying sneakers. No, conversations. If you need, let's say, oh, you need something for school, you need, all right, cool, if I can help with that, boom. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. We gotta be able to do that and have these conversations with these misfits. But sad situation, man. I'm tired, like I said out yesterday, I'm just tired of having these vigils and these, you know what I mean? It's cool because, I don't like that word cool, but it's respectful because you can see how much love and how positive and how much people love the person. But it's like, yo, I was buying candles yesterday and I was bugging, like, why am I, like, it bothered me that I'm buying candles for somebody to celebrate the graduation and had a birthday. It should have been birthday candles or candles for a graduation, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what bothered. So it hit me. So I know I'm just saying that because I know it sounded like I was yelling, but I was gonna cry. So I had to, like, I felt like I got emotional. So it was just, I started yelling, but I wasn't coming at nobody. It wasn't nothing like that.
But it was a powerful message, what you were saying yesterday. And on top of that, another thing that I want to point out and that people have to realize is that, and we all have to realize and to take it into consideration, is that a lot of us are setting our kids up for failure. And you say, well, how? If I'm providing this and I'm providing a roof over their head and I'm buying them what they need and they food and they da-da-da, how am I failing them? Want to know how we're failing them? Because we're sending them out there and we're telling them that they can only excel in two things, sports or entertainment.
Absolutely.
We're not telling them that you can be a doctor.
Absolutely.
You can be a lawyer.
Absolutely.
We're not telling them, we're not teaching them how to open a bank account or how to read the stock market or buy stocks or you know, things of that nature.
Absolutely.
We're setting them up and we're saying either you play basketball, football, baseball, some type of sport, or you entertain, you rap, you sing, you know. That is what society has us boxed into. Absolutely. Like it's tunnel vision.
Absolutely.
And I'm not blaming anybody because I've been guilty of that.
Absolutely.
I've just recently been talking to my children about doing other things outside of sports and entertainment to try to change their circumstances or better their circumstances. You know, trying to teach them other things, reading the newspaper or you know, just anything.
And even that's minimum, and that's still important. That's so important. It's important because how many of them don't read the newspaper? And not saying newspaper is everything, but again, it's just reading, getting knowledge, even if it's not true, right? It's just,
exactly. It's not about right. Reading the newspaper and saying everything that's in the newspaper is true. It's just reading and it's expanding your vocabulary.
Absolutely.
It's expanding your mind to other things. Do I believe everything I read on the news? No. Do I read everything I see on the TV screen? Of course not.
Right.
But now it's time for us to have these discussions with our kids and say, what do you want to do outside of sports and entertainment? What do you want to do outside of that? What do you want to do? Where do you see yourself in? You know, my father told me something that was very profound when I was in high school, and I didn't believe him. My father told me I was a knucklehead in high school. I used to get in trouble, all this, that. My father had a conversation with me one day, and he said, yo, the same dudes that you in school getting in trouble with, in 5 years, you won't know many of them. You won't be around them. You won't hang with them. And I sat there, bugging out, Dad. I'm going to be with these dudes for... He was 100% right. Because 5 years out of high school, all of the dudes that I hung with in high school, we cool. We still brothers. We still keep in contact. But we weren't together every day anymore.
Absolutely.
And it was just like my father said, you won't be with them like you are with them now. So expand your mind. And this is what we have to teach our kids now. They have to expand. They have to do more. There's more to life than sports and entertainment. We have to get them involved with other things that they can help provide for their families and do for their family. So it's imperative that we send them off to college, you know. And it doesn't matter what college. Of course, you like them to see other things, so you want them to get the out-of-town experience. But if it has to be here in the city, it's here in the city, as long as they get it done.
Absolutely.
You know, and this is what we have to start expending upon and getting our kids to realize and focus on is education, is getting themselves out of their current predicaments and situations. You know, that's all I want for my kids, is for them to grow. And I don't ever want to get a phone call like I got last week in the middle of the night from my son, who was in tears telling me that Brandon had been shot. That I still hear that in my head. I still hear that in my head every day. I hear that, you know. And it's just like, to know that he's not here anymore, I don't even know like what to say about that, you know. It's hurting, you know, it really hurt an entire community.
It really did.
You know, the entire Bronx is hurting over this one because it's such a good kid. And even if it didn't make the front news of the paper and the headlines on network TV, you know, it still was going to affect us as a community because we lost one of the good ones.
Absolutely.
You know, it's just being publicized. He's not the only one.
At all.
He's not the only one. You know, so it's like we got to pull together and we got to do better for our kids. We got to do better for our communities. You know, we got to pull our resources together. We got to stop battling each other over nonsense and get together as a community.
We too powerful together. It's too many,
Exactly.
especially in the sport of this. Like I'm gonna give you and I'm glad you said that because I've been preaching that. That's not my thing. That's why I started the podcast. Let's use basketball as a tool for other things because at the end of the day, everybody's not going to the league, overseas, or a pro, and we gotta stop. You know what I mean? I'm not thinking of, we gotta stop, like, I used to feel away too a little bit about kids that's posting, JUCOs, but you know what? We gotta celebrate those kids too, because we're sending the wrong message that's not good enough. You're good enough. You're good enough. So everybody that's spoken that, saying that about the kids, you good enough. That's why I do the podcast, and that's why I try to focus on those kids, because who's to say that's not, go to school, get a degree, and guess what? School for free. So you don't have no loans, no debt coming out of school. No loans, no debt, so you get a good job, guess what? In 5 years, you can own something because you have no debt. That shit is so important, and we don't preach that. The basketball and sports is not the end-all, be-all. And there's too many of us involved in this thing to keep making it seem like that's it, bro. How many kids we see don't make it and stop playing ball, and what they do right away, turn to the streets? Because there's nothing else after basketball. But there's so much more to life than ball. You understand? So that's why I'm so passionate on, like, it's me. I'm not, like, again, I'm not shading nobody for what they doing, but it has to be more than just that, bro. Because when the ball stop bouncing, if they don't make it, or if it's not for them, what do? Because a lot of that comes with acceptance. The basketball, like, I have a family. It's a family first. You understand? The basketball community is a big family, bro. We may not always get along, but we all got a common goal. We all want our kids, our loved ones to get somewhere, so we understand where we coming from. So the community is basically one big family, and we got to start really acting like it, not when it's convenient for each other.
New York has to stop fighting amongst each other.
Right.
You know, everybody has a common goal. You want your kids to do well and get a scholarship and all of that, but we don't have to down one kid to push another kid.
Absolutely.
We should be unified.
Absolutely.
And we shouldn't, and for that matter, we shouldn't be going against other states, because guess what? The majority of the athletes, we all look alike.
All of us look alike. Facts.
Okay? So I hate when I see when I look on Instagram and I see people downing kids who are announcing what high school they're getting ready to go to, or what JUCO they're getting ready to go to. Let him have his moment. What's wrong with that? He's not hurting anybody. He's excited that he's getting an opportunity to do something. So why are we, as the adults, sitting back and saying, now that's what we doing?
Right.
We posting what high schools we go to? Yeah, what's wrong with that?
What's wrong with it?
It's just a kid celebrating
Celebrate
that.
the kid,
I'm
bro.
going to Cardinal Hayes, or I'm going to Stepanak, or I'm going to, a Bergen Catholic, or whatever high school you're going to. It's just saying, I'm happy.
Right.
I'm celebrating that I'm happy. I'm a kid from probably the hood who's gonna get the opportunity to go to a school and play basketball, he may not move on from high school to college. He may not be able to play in college. He may not be good enough. So that may be his one shining moment as a kid to say, yo, I'm going to Cardinal Hayes. There's nothing wrong with that. So we should stop downing kids and telling them, you know, why you gotta announce what school you going to? Why not?
Why not?
He's not hurting nobody.
Why not?
It's not taking no money out of nobody's pockets.
Absolutely.
So just let the kids shine.
Send the wrong message.
Exactly.
Send the wrong message. Because again, like, okay, so you do that, you bash kid for doing that. It's like, you know what I mean? You might demoralize him, mess up his confidence. There's a lot that comes. They still kids. We gotta remember, these are baby. You know, we say students say it all the time. Remember about these are y'all babies, bro. 17, y'all still babies. Y'all mind's not even there yet. And the stuff that we be doing, like, you know what I mean? Like, as far as, again, the post, like, we can't celebrate them. Let them know that they are accepted and they are appreciated. Because you know why? They when we don't do that, they go to the streets and get it. The acceptance from there. You know what I mean? The clothes and the wads of money. They get the likes for that. You understand? Like, it's a sight. We got to do better. And that's why I'm calling out the coach as a whole. Like, let's do better together. There's a lot of people that are and been doing. So I'm not talking to you. And I always start with myself first. I'll never tell anybody something that I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm still striving to be a better me. Like I said, I have more questions than answers. But I'm doing it and I'm working and I'm putting the work in. We got to start doing it together, man. You understand?
You know, since this tragedy has happened, I've been having a lot of conversations with people, you know, about things we can do better in the basketball community and, you know, in just any community. And I need the guys like Ike,
right?
You know, who has an important voice.
Absolutely.
Jaden,
absolutely.
Mr. Talk Spicy, who has an important voice. Cha-Ching, who has an important voice. You know, shout out to the Kenny Satterfields, who I feel, him and Charles Jones, who I credit as two of the best trainers and mentors of kids that I've come across. So shout out to Kenny Satterfield and Charles Jones. You know, the other media outlets like Dave's Joint, who always shows love to the kids. Yourself, Hoop Dreams, yourself,
all things
Key Visions, Moving Pictures.
Shout out to all y'all.
All of y'all. If I'm forgetting you, I apologize.
Absolutely.
New York City Prospects.
NYC Prospects, absolutely.
I want to shout out all of you guys.
Absolutely.
All of you guys are doing a fantastic job. But now it's time for all of y'all to put your resources together and unify and not be, and I'm not saying like y'all are in competition with one another.
Right.
But let's not even make that the narrative that there is a competition.
Absolutely.
Let's all get together and share ideas and share stories and share your pictures.
Absolutely.
Let's not just do it when somebody passes away.
Absolutely. And put our resources together. It's too many, like he just mentioned, it's us that's doing podcasts and interviews and more trainers, pitches. Like, we should be able to come together and put together events for the youth as a whole and be able to get more than one interview in a day, pictures taken, and you know what I mean? Sometimes it's for free. We got to start, like I said, it's just, and again, not all the time. I know a lot of this is business. You guys, this is your income. I'm not saying that, but we got to figure out a way and game plan to see what more we can do to change the narrative, man. You know what I mean?
And honestly, we need sports back.
We do need sports back. We do.
We need, shout out to Kenny Stevens and Dykeman. It's my guy. Shout him out. Shout out to Hoops in the Sun.
Absolutely.
You know, Watson, Norma and Watson and them over there. Shout out to all of the tournaments. New York versus New York. You know, because they are doing something positive that are keeping kids busy.
Absolutely.
And I feel like if we had summer basketball, we'd still have Brand.
I agree, bro.
Because he wouldn't have been on that block. He probably would have been finished playing his fourth game of the day and would have been on his way home or somewhere. But being that these kids have been basically quarantined for 3 to 4 months, they want to get out. And there's nothing to do. There's no basketball to go to. So I understand that they want to be out.
Absolutely.
But I also want to say to my teenagers, 16, 17-year-olds, there's nothing wrong with staying home.
At all.
There's nothing wrong with being boring. There's nothing wrong with playing the PS4 or whatever game system you may have. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being in before it get dark. Half the time, I'm in before the lights get dark, and I'm a grown man. And before it gets dark, I like to be in the house.
Absolutely. I always tell my brother, I'm like, yo, when you bored? I'm like, you bored? Go run. Yo, you want to go run the stairs in your building, go work out. Especially if you live in that life of a baller, there's always something to do without a basketball. It's always something you could be doing. You know what I mean? And I'm just giving you an alternative.
There's something that I live by, that I started to live by once my firstborn was born was that if I'm gonna meet an untimely death or pass away, I'd rather it be at 3 in the afternoon and not 3 in the morning.
Come on, Rod.
If I die at 3 in the afternoon, it was meant to be.
Right.
If I die at 3 in the morning, maybe I could have prevented that. Maybe if I was home, I could have prevented that.
Absolutely.
And that's a message I want to send to all you kids. I'm not saying I want you to die. Absolutely not. I want you kids to live your life to the fullest. You know, Brandon didn't get to live his life to the fullest, and I'm telling you, he had such a bright future ahead of him. Go upstairs. Go home. Enjoy your family. Stay upstairs. Play. Y'all got all this technology, the phones and all that. Y'all can FaceTime each other. You can Zoom. Now they got the new thing, Zoom, where you can have 10 different people on a video chat at the same time.
Right.
Do that.
Right.
Everybody you don't have to be out till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. Because guess what? Nothing positive happens at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. Nothing positive happens at those hours. Take it inside, man. And like I said, to the OGs of the neighborhood, start having these conversations, man. Start telling these kids, man. I'm calling on all y'all OGs. All y'all who proclaim to be OGs, are called OGs, the tough guys of the neighborhoods. Start telling these kids, yo, put that away, man. Stop amping these kids up and telling them it's cool to have a gun, it's cool to have this and that. Tell them, yo, put that down, man. Go upstairs, man. Send them upstairs.
Absolutely.
Send them upstairs, man. Tell them do something different. Tell them go play a video game or something, man. Let's start saving our kids. That's the name of the game. We got to save our kids now. Because guess what? I'm going to do everything in my power to save mine. Do what you got to do to save yours and others. Because I'm going to try to save others too. That's what this collaboration and this conversation is about. Is saving the youth of today. And when I say youth, I mean black, white,
absolutely,
Puerto Rican, Chinese. I don't care what nationality you are. Okay? I just want you to be alive to be able to do what you have to do in the future and have a bright future.
Absolutely, Rod. And I agree with everything you said, man. And again, same thing, man. It starts with us. I started with myself. Take accountability for what I'm gonna do. What are you gonna do? Ask yourself. Stop pointing the fingers. Oh, but this. Oh, but that. Oh, you know what the problem is? The problem is this. Oh, but you know the kids don't have. Granted, cool. Solutions. Solution talk. Now it's only. Let's have discussions about solutions, man. And on that note, man, you know it's getting dark out here. I just want to say, man, Ball and Power B Diddy. Like I said earlier, I don't want to say rest in peace because he wasn't. For me, I could be wrong, but I doubt it. He wasn't tired. He was just getting started. You understand? He was just getting started.
Nephew.
So definitely, man.
I love you.
Absolutely,
love you,
bro.
nephew.
Everybody, we
Ball
love you, Brandon. You know what I mean? Everybody, I know your immediate, your immediate family, your mom, your loved ones, your friends. I know they going through it, and I feel for them, man. I feel for them. Like if anybody that know me know I love us, and I mean that sincerely, man. I love us, so it hurts. It hurts. It definitely bothers, man. But on the positive, on trying to end this on a positive note, I just want everybody to know, man. Like, man, I love everybody. I love everybody, and I mean that. I really do mean that. Most people, like I said, you can ask around. I'm coming from the heart. You know what I mean? Like I said, I do this thing that I do for free. I don't want nothing from it. You know what I mean? I want these kids just to feel important. I want them to feel like they matter, even if they not a high-level D1 prospect, because it's way more to life than this stat.
Let me say, I want to thank you for giving the kids that outlet to be able to tell their story and get it heard and being seen. Even if it's a 10-minute conversation, it's important to them.
Absolutely.
It's important to them that they are, you know, like you said, it don't matter if you're a big D1 high prospect or you go D2 or you go JUCO. Just being able to be like, yo, I got interviewed. Somebody was interested in my story. That goes a long way.
A long way.
You know,
it does.
I want to say before I go, Tuesday, July 7th,
Absolutely.
Brandon's birthday. They calling it BDIDDY Day, Portland Avenue. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. GoFundMe. I'll put it in my link as well, but I know it's in your link.
Yes.
GoFundMe, definitely got to donate to that. And I know CJ Cash App, I think Tom got a Cash App. You can send them money through there so they can, if you want to contribute to BDIDDY Day, we can support, man. Support. I know people been supporting. I'm just letting you know. If you want to keep supporting.
Been supporting.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it. His mom appreciates it. His family appreciates it. His uncles, everybody, they appreciate it.
Absolutely.
July 7th, Tuesday, July 7th, BDIDDY Day, baby.
Show out, everybody come with love and peace. And last thing before we get out of here, ask yourself, what can I do? What can I do? And it don't necessarily mean money. what can I do to make a difference? You don't gotta, like I said, the Dells, but if you're a youngin and you have that influence, again, shout out Nick, yo, he uses his platform to try to do positive things.
That's my guy.
You know what I mean? And like I said,
that family, I love that family.
Yeah, we love y'all.
The Padillas, the Padillas,
we
I love
y'all.
the Padillas.
Absolutely, we love
Those
y'all.
Those are my guys.
So
his mom is fantastic. Little Chris, that's my guy.
Absolutely.
So shout out to Padillas.
Even you guys, you guys have the platforms. Y'all guys got thousands and thousands of followers, man. Use your voice as well. You understand? You have power. Use it in a positive way. Also, shout out to China as well. Give us some love too. She put that together as well yesterday. Everybody stay safe. Y'all know the vibes, man. Strap up, get buckets, man. Lab work, man. And again, lab work is life advancements through books and ball. You understand? Life advancements through books and ball. And I'm trying to figure out a way now to start incorporating more books into this. And I'm talking to people to try to figure out a way where I can, you know what I mean? It's important to spend more time on that topic. You understand? So again, when I can strap up, that's on the court and in life. Be prepared. Strap up is getting prepared to do whatever you're about to do in the lab. The lab could be the gym, it could be church, it could be the classroom, it could be an actual science laboratory. You strap up, you get ready, you lock in, you focus, and you go, you get it done. You understand? That's what this is about, man. I know it's basketball, but it's way bigger than that. Again, I love you guys, man. Stay safe, man. Rob, appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. Lab work. Everybody be good.
To their friend, Brandon Hendricks.
Right, young man. Right, young man. Yeah, well, I was the youngest out of all of us, and that was not really a best friend to me. It turned into a brother relationship after a while. Actually, last night, real late, I stayed up real late to get my brother tatted on me, because I was really a part of his life, and I knew he was a part of mine, and I wanted him to be there for the rest of my life, no matter if he was alive or for me where he is now. I just feel like everybody need to know that he was a good kid, and he never portrayed himself as anything other than a good kid. He was never in the streets, never wanted to act like he was. He was a basketball player, and that's what he portrayed himself as. And taking this loss was probably the biggest loss that I took ever in my life before. No matter who passed away, none of that. That was just my best friend. I was with him every day. Spent the night at his house every single week. So just taking that L, being with him and him every single day of my life so far for the last, I think, 6 to 5 years. Like, real important to me. Him not being here is just not the same.
Your full name?
My name is CJ Riley.
I'm him. My name is Habad Singleton. Brandon has been my closest friend since about 7th, 8th grade. And basically, it was just genuine love. Like, we got close immediately off basketball. Then it extended to us, like buying the same clothes. Like, we started doing everything the same. Our relationship just got better. High school, we got closer. That was when we was our closest. I transferred from schools just to play basketball with him, graduate with him, and go to prom with him. Even though we couldn't do that due to coronavirus, we still graduated together on my birthday.
That's right.
So, like, yeah, we accomplished most of the stuff that we talked about through high school. We both finished with over an 85 average.
Come on, talk about it. Talk about it, man. Let's go.
I just, like, if he was here, he probably would just want us to understand that he loved everybody that loved him. That's always what he said. And I'm gonna do everything he wanted to do, like play at the Division I level for basketball, and do everything. And that's basically all. Like, everybody just know that Brandon was a good kid and he didn't deserve this.